But before we start, I'm always going to ask you that question. What are you grateful for? Because this is the mentality that you have to go to that next level. You're not going to get to that next level if you're only stuck on how sucky your right now is, or you might be stuck in the present of how bad your past was, or you might be stuck on how bad your future is going to look. But I need you to go ahead and start being grateful for what you have right now. And if you don't have anything grateful to be about right now, guys, I need you to. I'm going to help you out with that. First of all, you're here, you're alive, you're listening to this podcast. That means that you still have a chance to make your dreams come true. You still have an opportunity to fix whatever you need to fix. You still can do something with yourself, and there is hope for you. Also, if you're listening, that means you're able to hear. Some people woke up woke up deaf or heavily medicated or just like crazy out of their mind, but you're here and you are, which means that you're free. Right now you're free to do what you need to do, what you want to do. And so you have to choose. You have to have that mindset, hey, I'm grateful for this. What can I do with this that I have? What can I do with what I have right now to get me to that next level? So that's the mindset you have to develop to go to the next part of your life. And we're going to get into this emotional intelligence quite soon here, and I do have something to share with you that I think is going to really bless you and just help your mindset. But first, I just wanted to let y'all know that Harriet movie was off the chain. Like, I took my two daughters there. My youngest daughter is just turned 9 today. Happy birthday to her. And my oldest daughter is 10. And when I tell you, my 10-year-old has so many questions. First of all, my 10-year-old has so many questions like, Mom, what is slavery? What are they doing? Like, she was just kind of like, and feel free to call in if you want to call in. The guest number is 347-855-8692. But my 10-year-old has so many questions just about life and how it was back then, and I'm just like, okay, I'm failing as a parent. Like, that shit, like, you don't know anything about our history. She didn't understand why they were saying the N-word, things of that nature. And so I was just like, let me just break it down to you as the movie goes, So I was just kind of I was commentary. I don't know if you all have watched the movie where the commentary was on, but that was a girl right here. I was coming throughout the whole film, and it was just so beautiful, like how she was just, a lot of the quotes in the movie were so powerful that I would stop and just, kind of direct it and make sure she got that. Like, for instance, one of the quotes was, "I'm going to be free or die." That's so powerful. Like, I'm going to be free or die. That I don't know if y'all know Eric Thomas, but his what he got famous for, and the video that went viral is you must if you have to succeed as you want to succeed. If you want to succeed, you should want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, meaning that you should want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, meaning that whatever it takes to get that next opportunity, whatever it takes to go to that next level, it should be so powerful in you, as powerful as wanting to save your own life. And so that's what this movie was pretty much about. Like, Harriet Tubman was like, my daughter was saying, like, she turned into, like, this gangster woman. Like, she had on her little pistol belt, her little belt at the end of the movie. She had, exactly how she looked in the pictures and the preview pictures that you see. She had on her little attire, red attire. She was like red. She was gangster. And like my 10-year-old was like, oh my goodness, look at her. She turned to a gangster. Like, she recognized that girl was. I mean, she was it. And so that's It's a good movie. I think my mom was saying don't go watch the movie because you know they're gonna have a rape scene in it because Harriet Tubman was raped. But if you watch the movie, you never saw a rape scene. So it's very legit to go take your children to. It wasn't any cussing. They said the word nigger a couple of times, and so I had to explain to my kids pretty much that's just what they called us back then. You know, that's why I try not to tell y'all to call each other, you know, to say that word because it was considered very negative. But, you know, today we still use that word. I try not to use that word. I don't really say that word because I know what it means, and it's a negative term. A lot of people are like, oh, no, it's not negative. Yeah, it was. It's negative, and it was meant to be negative, especially from white people. Even today, it's still a negative term. I never heard of anybody saying, that nigga gonna run for president. No, I just never hear it in such a positive light. Not rarely is that term ever used in a positive light. If you want to call in, the guest number is 347-855-8692. And but that movie was so powerful, and I'm not going to give away the movie, but I just want to talk to you all about the quote that she had, which she said, if I'm free, my family should be too. Guys, I don't know if y'all know, but, like, I don't know, I just don't know personally too many black people who are just like, well, you know, since I'm, you know, successful, I'm going to go back and help my family become successful. Like, I don't hear too much about that. And so that mentality, I don't know what happened to that. Why aren't we as a people still thinking, hey, you know, we're free, let's go back and help? Like, if we were the slaves back then, like, it would still be slaves not locked up because the free slaves would be like, man, forget them, you know, they're going to have to come up there. They'll have to learn the route to freedom. I'm not going back there, you know, I'm out. You know, because we have this, I don't know what the saying is. They say, what did Jay-Z say? He said the best way to help poor people is to not be one of them. And I'm just like, I don't think Harriet Tubman would have that idea, guys. I think Harriet Tubman would be like, well, I'm rich, so let me go try to help somebody else become rich. Like, that's what she was doing the whole movie. It's like she didn't care. Like, she was free, and she was doing everything she could to go back and get a group of black people. And some of them, you know, she would have a set number, and sometimes they'd be popping up more, like, right on her, like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have to, you know, get more resources to get y'all back to the promised land. Y'all popped up a couple of babies on me and dropped grandma off with me. I didn't see this coming, so, and she was still doing it. Like, she didn't say, oh, nah, I can't take all of y'all, you know, I'm free. I ain't trying to get caught. She was like, nah, I'm make sure everybody get up out of here because, you know, we can't be slaves anymore. So just, guys, how do we get back to that? Like, I don't know. Like, what do we have to do to get back to that mindset? But another one that another quote from the movie that, you know, and this isn't, I'm not spoiling the movie for you all. I'm just pretty much talking about some of the quotes, which you can look up online, because I did. I had to go back and refresh. Like, what was those quotes? What was that quote that she said? Anyway, the fear is your enemy. Fear is your enemy. What does that mean to you? Think about that. Fear is the enemy. Of course, in the story, it meant that she didn't have time to say, "Oh my goodness, I can't move on through this water. Oh, I can't. I might as well turn myself in. I can't move on through the night because of all these bugs and all these shooting and all those dogs. Oh my goodness!" Like, if she would have got shot or locked up or whatever, that would have been like the end of her. And she had so many people depending on her. She would have gotten scared, you know. No, nobody would have been free. And just I didn't even realize, guys, that she rescued over 750 slaves. Like, that's amazing. And she traveled over 600 miles. Like, that's crazy. Like, travel over 600 miles to rescue over 750 slaves. So, I mean, she was traveling much. Just think about that. What mentality do you have to rescue all those slaves and travel that much? You know, and some of us, we don't even want to help someone out with some gas money. Like your cousin to call you, you be like, I can't even pick up this phone. I already know he's gonna ask me for some gas money or something, because you're so used to that person asking you for money or something. Like, you will snap on somebody. Oh, you gonna call me, but you won't say call and say hi. You just, every time you call, you need something. And so I don't think Harriet Tubman would be like that. I think she'll be like, he needs something. Let me try to help him. Somebody's helped me, you know. And a lot of people, they're afraid, and what it is fear. Like, you're afraid that if you keep giving to that person, they're going to keep taking and taking from you. And, I mean, that's very natural. A lot of us have it. But sometimes people need help too, you know. I know I did, especially when I was laid off a couple of years ago by Walmart. Oh, my goodness, I need so much help. I used to be afraid to ask people for help because I was afraid that they'd be like, oh, she calling me again. I never wanted to wear out my welcome. And that's not the attitude that we should have as black people, because I'm telling you, the Asian people and white people, they don't have the attitude. They know where to go. They're like, yo, you know, those Jewish people, they're like, yeah, I'm going to go to the synagogue and get some money because, you know, my times are hard. They know that they can depend on one another. Asian people, same way. And it's just our people, we're like, well, shoot, I made it. I'm free. So I can't help them, you know, because, you know, they should have did what they were supposed to do. And we can't be like that, guys. Because right now, we're not free. Because if you get sick and you call in and you call your boss, they're not going to allow you to take off. Some of us can't even get off work. You know, that'll cost our jobs, and then that costs the finances to help support our family. Some of us are pretty much, some of us are pretty much in a job or on a job that we're down to the last straw, where our boss is, threatening to fire us if we slip up one more time. That's not freedom. To me, that's slavery. That's what I was looking at in Harriet. That's not freedom. You know, you're replaceable. That's not freedom. You know, they can get rid of you at any point in time and mess you up financially. That's not freedom. And so that's what we're talking about here in this podcast. How can we be free from that? Like, the only way that has been historically known to be free is to have multiple sources of income coming in, which is what this podcast is about. How do we set up multiple sources of income so that when the boss does fire us, we're good, you know? And so, like, for instance, case in point, I was able to create a Kindle book, and, you know, a lot of people they don't know how easy it is to be a self-publisher and market a Kindle book. You can sell a Kindle book for however much you want to. But if I sell a Kindle book and I market for 99 cents, just imagine how many people would just be like, okay, it's just $1. Let me download this for $1 to my Kindle. Just imagine how enticing that would be. I'm sure at least Kindle is a market open up to about 35 million people. So 35 million people can, first of all, it's a subsidiary of Amazon. So 35 million people at least are hooked up to Kindle. If I can get 500 people a month to buy that book on a monthly basis, that's $500 extra dollars that I'm not even doing nothing with that I can get. And so things like this we don't talk about enough. We don't talk about money enough in the Black community. And so I'm about to publish this book, guys, and guess what? That's an asset. That's something I developed, and it only cost me no more than $150. You know, I didn't use that money to go and get the new bomb weave hairstyle in Atlanta. You know, I didn't use that money to go to, I don't know, the closest destination spot is Destin, Florida. You know, I use that money to invest. That's an investment, guys, for my kids. My kids can get that money. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what we're talking about. How do we get? That's the new freedom. Harriet Tubman you had to get away from slave masters and things like that. And to be honest, in the movie, some of the slaves were so bound mentally that when Harriet was right there with them, she's like, let's go. She had to use a gun on some of them because they were just like, no, I'm going to get you in trouble. And Harriet's like, well, I wish you would. Like she had to hold a couple of them up at gunshot. And it was just like crazy. Like they were there. And you know, one of the slaves was like, "Oh, everybody can't run like you, Harriet." And that's the mentality that some of us have. You know, we're like, "Well, you're more educated. You're stronger than I am. I couldn't." But everybody had the same blood. Everybody had the same resources. And Harriet wasn't asking them to run. Like she was like, "I'm going to meet you. I've met you." This is from a woman who came hundreds and hundreds of miles back to come and rescue them, and they're like, "Oh, I can't run like you. I can't do it like you." What? She asked all that. She was like, I'm here to give you an opportunity." How many of us are so afraid that even when we see successful people come up to us and say, "Hey, you want to, do a joint venture, or do you want to, come over here and check out this training?" Some of us, there's so many free webinars, so much free training on YouTube or Udemy. I don't know if anybody knows about Udemy, but it's like a free online, not free, but, you pay $11 for a course and whatever you can learn in college. And so you're paying significantly lower prices. Like me, for instance, I'm learning search engine optimization because I want to. I'm a web developer. That's my side hustle, and so I'm trying to improve my skills as I can add SEO to my resume, which will improve the likelihood of someone contracting with me to get their website up. And so, that was free. I looked it up on Udemy. It was a 56-hour course. 2-hour course for free, and then the 56-hour course was like $11. And so what I'm saying, guys, is when the opportunity comes, like, are you going to be afraid, or are you going to take it and be like, well, it's the opportunity that I need. It's the chance that I need to get out of this rut, to get away from this awful lifestyle. How long are you willing to be hooked in that lifestyle where when you go back, you're going to be miserable. You're going to hate, going to that job. You're going to hate going back to that lifestyle where you're working from paycheck to paycheck. You're not making enough. You're ashamed because you're a college graduate, and you're ashamed because you're not making that dough like, you thought your homeboy making more than you, and he's a college dropout, or your homegirl making more than you. And, she's just, she graduated high school, but you had a student loan, and you're like, what in the world do I do? I know you're struggling. You're struggling because everyone knows that the next recession is going to be all about student loan debt, and that's why everybody's when you look on the website, that's why you're always looking at people saying, "Hey, student loan debt forgiveness." All these marketers are rushing at you because they know what the struggle is. They know what the problem is in America, and what everybody is circling around is student loan debt. How to pay that back. So what I'm trying to say is fear is the enemy, and we have to overcome fear by taking massive action. I know you know of Tony Robbins. He always tells us to take massive action to get the results that we want, especially when it comes to fear. The only way you can counteract fear is through action, which is faith. Faith is action, right? The good word says faith without works is dead. It's pretty much saying that you ain't got faith if you're not taking action. So I just wanted to share with y'all that movie was so empowering. I hope y'all go and watch it, and it touches your spirit like it touched me, mine, and it just kind of helped reset my mind. And it blessed my children too. My 10-year-old gets it. My 8-year-old, she was like, I hate white people. And then at the end, the white people were helping some of the slaves. She was like, okay, I love white people. And so I was just like, every white person wasn't just, a jerk back then. Some of them were actually trying to support. Some of the stuff we couldn't have done without white people being on our side. Some of the white people actually helped support us in ways that we could have never imagined, and we have to be grateful for. So we can't hate all white people. But I just wanted to let y'all know that I have 60 seconds left. But I just want to let y'all know that don't be discouraged. Like, it's going to be okay. You can make it. Keep listening to this podcast. I'm going to share some tips with y'all. Y'all, I'm the new Harriet Tubman. When it comes to getting off that 9 to 5, we get out of here. We just going to be free, like, for real. But, yeah, man, just keep being grateful. Be present in everything. Stay in the moment. And just never give up. I even said, if you ever call my phone, I'm not giving my phone number out, but if you ever call my phone or ask anybody who's ever called my phone, like, I'm always telling people, never give up, because I never did. And I'm telling you, it's like I'm moving mountains now because I didn't. So y'all have a blessed night. I'll see you all. I'll talk to you all next Monday. Have a wonderful night and happy Thanksgiving. Peace.